So ACIP has been making a lot of the headlines right now and shifting a lot of the narrative, but is ACIP really the only one we should be paying attention to? Should pharmacists be looking for guidance from things like AAP or ACOG or AAFP? Are there any other alternatives?
That's a great question. For decades now, ACIP has been considered the gold standard for vaccine recommendations because of their really strong process that they had to evaluate recommendations and make recommendations. And there was a process that was inclusive. It was a process that included national medical and pharmacy organizations, including AAP, ACOG, AFP, and APHA. And for many years, the ACIP recommendations and immunization schedules were co-endorsed by all of these organizations. But with the current administration, unfortunately, the composition of ACIP and their structure and the way that they've been working through making recommendations has not really upheld their standards. They have diverted away from their commitment to the evidence to recommendations framework. They have diverted away from the grade framework to evaluate their literature. And they have excluded national organizations, including APHA, AAP, ACOG, and AFP, and others, from participating in the meeting and in the work groups and contributing to the conversations. So over the last few months since this has transpired, many organizations have refused to endorse the ACIP recommendations and have chosen to release their own. And so unfortunately, that means we no longer have synchronized recommendations where we can go to one source and find the gold standard. Now we kind of have this fragmented framework where we have to look to each individual organization to see what is being recommended by those experts. And so ACIP may not be the only source moving forward for vaccine recommendations. And we would encourage pharmacists and healthcare providers to look to organizations like AAP for recommendations for pediatric populations, AAFP for recommendations for adults, and ACOG for recommendations for pregnant patients. There may be other national organizations who are releasing or co-endorsing other recommendations as well. But those three have really stepped forward to provide gold standard recommendations for the populations in which they are experts in.
It sounds almost like the news where you can't just have one potential source.